Good afternoon. The Calgary Police Service is seeking public assistance for any information about a man believed to have capsized in the Bull River in May. This man has not been seen since. On Tuesday, May 27th, 2014, at approximately 3:30 p.m., police received a complaint of a capsized dinghy in the Bull River, adjacent to the 2200 block of 8th Avenue Southeast. The witness reported observing a man attempting to get back into the dinghy, but he was unable to do so and eventually went under and was not seen again. Calgary Fire Department aquatics team, as well as several fire crews and numerous CPS units, including HAWCS, were utilized to find the missing boater. The capsized dinghy and an oar were found a short time later, but unfortunately there was no sign of this individual. On Saturday, June 7th, 2014, a man was reported missing by family and friends. Stephen Kenneth Samson, 44 years of age, who goes by Ken, is believed to frequent the Bull River in a dinghy with a similar description to the capsized boat that was found on May 27th. Samson is described as Caucasian, approximately 5'5" tall, 150 pounds, with a medium build. He has blue eyes and blonde hair. He is also known to walk with a limp. Anyone who may have seen the dinghy flip or may have additional information about the missing man are asked to please call the Calgary Police Service or Crime Stoppers. Do you have any questions?
Can you elaborate a little bit more on, you mentioned before that he frequented the bow in a similar dinghy. Can you just, and we saw from the pictures that he seems to be a fisherman, someone who enjoys the outdoors. Can you maybe talk a little bit more about his boating experience or how often he frequented on the bow?
I'm unaware of any boating experience. What I can tell you is a camp was found 2 days later that had a whole bunch of identification belonging to Mr. Samson on the river. It belonged to an island just on the side of the 2200 block. There was clothing in those articles were discovered. Information from the family passed on that he was an avid boater and he did frequent the river.
And this was 2 days after the boating incident, not
It was
after
2 days
reported
after the
missing.
June 7th incident when he was reported missing.
After he was reported, okay, thanks.
Was he living there? I mean, did he have a home apart from this camp, or?
We believe that he's of no fixed address and he had several campsites set up, and this could be one of them.
He was reported missing on June 7th. Why is it, kind of two and a half weeks later before police are really speaking out about this?
Because there's two parallel investigations that are going on right now. The 27th of May investigation with the missing person that went under the water, and the June 7th incident that the individual who was missing, which is Mr. Samson. So because he's of no fixed address, Calgary Police Service has several investigative leads. We have to check all the shelters, go through the hospitals, etc., contact the family and get as much information as possible. That's why we're here today, to look for the public's assistance. We've exhausted all our avenues in regards to both investigations. Although they are similar, we are hesitant to link them together at this time until we have more information. That's why we're appealing to the public.
So is it fair to say that Samson was the man that was seen on May 27th falling into the river?
It's possible, but we don't have that information until we can either find the individual that fell in the water or locate Mr. Samson.
Okay. Would you guys like to speak to Carol?
Has there been any, I guess if he's no fixed address, you guys wouldn't be able to like bank cards or any sort of trail?
No, that's correct.
Does that make it a lot
Just
harder?
it makes it a lot harder, so what we're looking at is anybody that knows him, recognizes the picture, which is up on the newsroom site, to be able to identify him, to give us those investigative avenues. It's very difficult.
Is he known to not disappear, but sort of go away for, you know what I mean, like not be heard from for a period of time?
No, we don't have anything of that type of information.
Was he close to his family? I mean, did he have regular contact with them?
I do know that his family do live out of town, and they had contact with him, and that's why they came to us when he was missing, so obviously they did not have any contact with him.
Okay, good. Ready for Carol?
I don't actually have a statement. I'm just here to answer any questions with regards to what the fire department's participation was in the rescue or attempted rescue on May 27th.
Do you know what the river conditions were that time?
The river was flowing fast and high, and we had an advisory out. And so, as a reminder to Calgarians that, it is unsafe. There are a lot of hazards due to the floods of 2013 in and around the river, and so again, the advisory is to encourage people to stay off the river, and we had that in place at that point.
Is there Carol, is there, I guess, because of the time frame, I mean, what's the, I guess, the idea of a possibility of either finding the body or Mr. Samson? I mean, kind of what are the, in the past incidents like these, I mean, what have been the rates of success with these types of investigations? Can you speak to that if possible?
That's a really, really difficult question to answer. And with the water flowing very fast and all the types of hazards underneath the water, it really is, it's an unanswerable question, unfortunately. But we responded very quickly. We even had a boat, 39 aquatics team from the south come up. So, you know, we looked on both sides. We had engine crews on the shore looking, and CPS had HAWCS in the air. So we were searching on the water from shore and from the air to try and find this individual as fast as possible.
Has the inclement weather and sort of the higher rate of flow of the river made the search tougher?
Definitely, the river conditions always can impede our abilities to see things, especially with the turbidity of the water, which means there's very, very poor visibility. So you can basically see very little in the water. So that makes that aspect of searching in the water very difficult.
Will the fire department, once the waters, I guess, maybe are a little bit more safe, will you be conducting any more searches on or around the river at all, or has that avenue pretty much been exhausted?
If anybody reports seeing anything that looks suspicious or looks like it might be somebody, then definitely they should be calling 911, and then we would deploy our aquatics team as well as other fire crews to engage in that search.
But unless you got a specific call about something, that aspect of the search is complete then?
Correct, but
Okay.
we're always working with Calgary Police Service to support them in their investigations as well.
So our marine unit is still actively searching, so they're doing regular patrols.
What's the current state of the river, I guess, or its flow?
It's flowing high, it's fast, and we still have an advisory in effect, so we encourage Calgarians to stay off the river.
Good?
I'm gonna need it all again, if that's okay.
Need a couple quick statements?
Yeah, I can do that individually
Good.
though.
Yeah, please, if you don't mind. Yeah, it's not working, so if you wanna.
Oh, I got my sugar.
So we have Staff Sergeant Beckinstead who can speak to missing persons, file and the investigation.
I'll get it right this time. Give me a spelling or anything? Or are you good?
Yeah, that'd be great, please. Spelling would be great.
Ralph Beckinstead, spelled B-E-C-K-E-N-S-T-E-D-T, Staff Sergeant, Calgary Police Service. Afternoon, the Calgary Police Service is seeking public assistance for any information about a man believed to have capsized in the Bull River in May and has not been seen since. On Tuesday, May 27th, 2014, at approximately 3:30 p.m., police received a complaint of a capsized dinghy in the Bull River, adjacent to the 2200 block of 8th Avenue Southeast. The witness reported observing a man attempting to get back into the dinghy, but he was unable to and eventually went under the water and has not been seen since. The Calgary Fire Department aquatics team, as well as several fire crews and numerous CPS units, including HAWCS, were utilized to find the missing boater. The capsized dinghy and an oar were found a short time later, but unfortunately there was no sign of this individual. On Saturday, June 7th, 2014, a man was reported missing by family and friends. Stephen Kenneth Samson, 44 years of age, who goes by Ken, is believed to frequent the Bull River in a dinghy with a similar description to the capsized boat that was found on May 27th. Samson is described as a Caucasian male, approximately 5'5" tall, 150 pounds, with a medium build. He has blue eyes and blonde hair. He is also known to walk with a limp. Anyone who may have seen this dinghy flip, or who may have information about this missing man, are please asked to call the Calgary Police Service or Crime Stoppers.
Rob, maybe just for his sake, if you wanna reiterate the camp that was found a couple days after the man was reported missing.
They're so nice.
2 days later, our Marine unit located a camp on an island in the 200 block of 8th Avenue, very close to where the dinghy had capsized. Documentation and clothing were found. Some of the documentation was in the name of Mr. Samson. It's too early in the investigations, as there are two parallel ones, the missing individual on the water and Mr. Samson, to link the two together. That's why we're here today asking for the public's help. If anybody had seen either event, to contact the Calgary Police Service.
Yeah.
Do you want Carol too?
Is he gonna?
Oh, that's a
are you
loaded
guys up
question,
for it?
isn't it?
I can do it. I can do it after. It's not a big deal.
Whatever you want.
Is he gonna?
You guys are just hanging around for the
They're
2:30.
waiting for
right?
2:30.
Yeah.
You wanna-
Refresh your souls. Sure. If you don't mind going up there, that's great. Yeah.
Sorry, actually, no, it's too late, Mr. Winter. No, I'm kidding.
Thank you.
Need a tip jar.
So she was just answering questions.
Tell them about the river conditions.
Yeah.
Hey, could
River
you just
conditions.
describe how fast the river's flowing at? There.
Currently, we still have a river advisory in effect due to the hazards in and around the river and the high flow rate. So we're advising Calgarians to stay off the river for their own safety.
What type of assets do you have in the search? Are you searching? Am I on the right one here?
So
I'm supposed to be for two.
we received a 911 call that a witness had seen an individual fall out of the dinghy.
Yeah, that's the
And
one.
so we deployed our aquatics rescue teams as well as other crews. And we, with CPS, did a joint search from the air, from the water, and from the shore, and from both ends of the river up. And unfortunately, we did not find him.
What was the current the biggest obstacle during your search, or?
There are many obstacles in the river, and many of them due to the floods from last year. So there are hazards that we cannot see under the water. There's high turbidity, which means that the visibility is very, very low.